Well, in the inevitable question, where has the time gone? Here's one for you. Sunday, Marco Andretti will start his 14th Indianapolis 500. Really, where has the time gone? But if you wonder if and when he ever does retire, what he's going to do next, well, it's Marco's business. The world of Marco Andretti has literally taken him around the world, but home is where it's always been, buying his childhood home from his dad, Michael, located just a few acres away from his grandfather, Mario.
To grow up in a house and kind of come back and this is your own,
I mean, my dad warned me about the bills, so the bill and the upkeep part of it's not awesome, but it was cool to make it my own and to be next to my noisy neighbor. Mario's not bad either.
Just how noisy is it down there? Do you have to call the cops on occasion?
Yeah, it's disturbing the peace constantly down there.
But you can't go far without some sort of Andretti influence. Marco knows it all too well, literally growing up in the family's shadows.
That's the first ever win in a go-kart, 97.
He's kept his trophies going back some 20 years.
There was a moment where I got away from the sport because I won that race, and I just remember not even smiling or anything. I was like, that's what I had to do. My dad's like, you're not having fun with this at all. And he was right. Like, I was put so much pressure on myself that I wasn't having fun.
You know, your grandfather's Mario Andretti, your dad's Michael Andretti.
Yeah, all this is nothing when you're the third generation. To be frank with you, this wind drought I'm in IndyCar is tough to really, really unwind and stuff. But I need to, I think I'm going to extract the most from myself if I just go and drive, and just take that million-pound gorilla off my back.
This is the building.
This is it, yeah.
So Marco is changing it up.
28 apartments and 4 commercials. Wow. Sushi restaurant, daycare's here.
The youngest Andretti to get into the family business is getting down to business. First, in real estate. His portfolio includes the Heritage House in Nazareth, a gorgeous 1800s 4-story brick building, one of a few properties he owns in town. Not to mention this.
That's cool. I want to do that someday. I want to grow up to be Marco Andretti.
His most recent acquisition.
It's the Hawker 800 XP. Fits 9 people, and I could stand up in it, which isn't saying much, but...
More asset than opulence, an investment he turns over to a company called East Coast Jets to charter out. It comes complete with a Marco Andretti logo and an MA tail number. When inspection is complete, he'll also be able to use it to go to and from his IndyCar races for next to nothing.
You're thinking with your head, though.
I'm trying to. I'm doing stuff I like, but I'm trying to not lose out on it.
But it's smart. I mean, it seems silly, but there's a rhyme to the reason.
I'm sure from the outside looking in, it doesn't look smart, but it is. I mean, when you look at the numbers, and it all comes down to the partners that I have. I wouldn't be able to do it if they didn't have the clientele that East Coast Jets has.
The goal is sky high. The backing remains as grounded as it gets. He says when it's race season, all focus is back to the track, where investing comes in many other forms.
This is quite a collection here, man.
My plan is I try to trade up in value from Marco to these superstars,
A collection he started his rookie year.
Hunter Ray,
Tony Stewart, yeah.
Scott Dixon, and Fernando Alonso, some guy named Hinchcliffe. This has 2 wins on it from Will Power.
A mix of young and old.
My dad's Formula One podium at Monza, Ronnie Peterson. That was my grandfather's teammate.
Sensational and sentimental.
Danica, Dale Jr., they're Dan Weldon, and then his son, I have his son's first helmet. How cool is that?
Little Sebastian Weldon.
Yep.
Marco, can't wait to race with you one day.
All a part of his past and present.
I recognize Kanan.
I was wondering whose that was.
Wow.
Risk and reward, innovation and investing. It's been the Andretti way for decades and will continue to be for years to come.
In the next 20 years, we'll be talking about Marco being a land baron or
Man, I better step my game up if that's the case. My goal is to make as much money outside of the seat as I did in and try to be smart about the future.